In Lesson 12, you are going to learn about some special characters. There are tons of special characters that you can find, and I've linked to one on the web page. There are a lot that we won't use, but sometimes you need to have those characters in your code. Now, these special characters do not use the greater than or less than symbol, so they are actually referred to as codes, okay? So what we want to start with is going into index.htm, and we're going to find our heading, International Travel Destinations. And let's go ahead and delete the word destinations. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. If you were to put a space between each letter, whoops, and I'm going to put a second one there, and save it, and refresh, it would spread it out. Now notice that I did put extra right here. I'll even add a few more, but that doesn't change it here in the HTML. And that's because it only recognizes one space. So what we need to do to spread that out a little bit more is we are going to use this NBSP non-breaking space to put a little bit more space in there. So now I'm going to keep that space and I'm going to type in the ampersand NBSP semicolon, and what I'm going to do is I am going to copy it and I'm going to paste it before each letter. I'm still keeping the space that I put there using the space bar on the keyboard. And I'm going to add 3 between the two words. Okay, so it has 4. And now I'm going to save, and I'll go back over here to refresh, and now it is spaced out a little bit better. Okay, and that's just to give it a little bit different look. You don't have to put spaces in your headings. That's just a little trick to space it out and give it a better design. So the next thing that we're going to use is still on the index page, and that is what is called the middle dot, the mid dot. And what it does is it actually puts a dot in the middle of the line. Where we are going to put this is here between our links. Okay, so it's going to show up here, 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 and here. And we're going to wind up doing that on each page, but I'm only going to show it to you on the home page. So first you want to make sure that you put a space, then you can put the code, and then space again. Once you have that, you can copy, paste. You don't have to put it after the end one or at the beginning, okay? And that spaces that out too. So you're going to go ahead and do that on the remainder of the pages, and remember that you have a secondary navigation underneath, and it should go between those as well. Next, on your index page, remember that you put in that table that has a bunch of temperatures in it. We need to add the degree symbol after each one of those. And our degree symbol, let me scroll down here, is the ampersand and DEG semicolon. I'm not putting a space between the temperature and the symbol. And I'm just using, and it's going to take a few minutes to do this, and be careful. I'm going to go ahead and hit save and double check and make sure that it's working so far. Oh, oops, you know where I did that? Notice how I put it in my width. I didn't actually put it after a temperature. That's why it's not working. Here we go, right here. All right, so I'm going to save it, refresh, and there it's starting. So you're going to do that in all of those cells, okay? Then the last thing that you're going to do on the index page is you are going to put a copyright stamp at the bottom. So we're going to scroll down, and let me actually pull this up just a little bit. And I'm going to go just below or just above the body tag, and I'm going to put in a paragraph tag, a horizontal rule, and another paragraph tag. Then I'm going to type in the copyright symbol, which is ampersand, copy, semicolon. Then I'm going to put in copyright and the year, which is 2016. I'm going to put in your full name. Okay, so I'm putting in my full name. You put in your full name. The school. And then intro to web design, because that's the name of the class. I'm going to, whoops, save it. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to refresh it. And now we have a copyright symbol down at the bottom of our page. Then we have one more thing we need to do. We need to go to our Paris page. You may have noticed on your Paris page that when you go to the Sacré-Cœur that you have this funky symbol that showed up a few places. Well, if we look in our text, here it has that little, I don't know what you call it, the little line over the E, the accent mark, only it's not showing up the same in the HTML. So we have to put in a code for that. And the code for that is E acute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight this word sacre, and I'm going to copy it. Then I'm going to do a Command F. And that's what I want to find. And I want to replace it with sacre, just the R, and then I want to put in the ampersand, E, acute, semicolon. I'm going to replace all instances of that. Okay? So here we have one, and here we have another. Now, there are a couple of places that didn't have it. Notice the alt text. I'm just going to leave the alt text alone. But I'm going to scroll up, and we have it up here. So I'm going to get rid of that E up there and add the code, E acute. And then I'm going to save it. I'm going to come over here and refresh. I will check. There it is. I'll scroll down. Here it is. There it is. And I believe I've got everything covered now. Okay? So now that code is there. So now all you have to do is go back to your index page and finish putting in all of the degree symbols.